How to overcome addiction with God instantly. Let's talk about it.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Welcome, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Let's get right off into this. First of all, guys, no, I'm not smoking again to make that claim. But hear me out, because I'm going to point something out to you that is so key. And if you catch this, man, you are on a path of freedom. But you got to catch what I'm saying. We can overcome addiction instantly. And let me tell you how. We know that addiction is very powerful. It ruins the addict's life. It controls the addict. It makes the addict do things that the addict doesn't want to do. But one thing that addiction can't do, as powerful as it is when the addict decides. Now catch this, guys. When the addict decides enough is enough and begins to move in the direction of recovery. Understand what I said. When the addict makes the decision and moves in the direction of recovery, at that point, addiction has lost its power. Now notice, guys, I said when the addict makes the decision and begins to move in the direction of recovery. What does that mean? To give you a picture of how this looks, we can look at the first three steps, first three steps of recovery. Step one, we admitted we were powerless over our addiction, that our lives had become unmanageable. Step two, came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. Now here it is. Step three, made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood Him. Now, with that being said, guys, the claim that I'm making about how we can get instantly free of addiction is a mindset. And addiction has consumed our minds over the years to where whatever addiction says do, we do it. But the thing of the matter is, we got to look at now we've made a decision and the power is in that decision, but it just doesn't lie with making that decision. And understand this decision, it has to be the decision. We've made many decisions before, but we all know there were times when we weren't through. But if you are at that place where you are ready to be over with this, we make that decision. And it's at that point, now to catch this, the glue to this is we made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God. See, we can't do this on our own. But when we make this decision and we realize my life is so unmanageable, Lord, I got to turn it over to you. Now, guys, you got to understand, when we do that, we have just taken the bite of addiction. But understand this, addiction is not going to go away. That doesn't mean it's not going to tempt us. But we have to understand it doesn't have the power. Because when we give our will and our lives over to God, He has the power. And we can do this instantly. I'm not saying that instantly you won't want dope no more. I'm not saying that instantly you won't think about it no more. I'm not saying instantly you won't be tempted by it anymore. But what I am saying, in making this decision, you have instantly turned in another direction. And as long as we do what we need to do in recovery and be honest with ourselves and be honest with those in our circle, we won't go back. Relapse, it doesn't have to be a part of recovery. But hear this, even if you relapse after this, you still or overcoming. As long as that relapse doesn't take you back out there and leave you out there. If you slip up, you get back in. You got to have the mentality that I, through God, have power over this addiction. Not me of myself, but the power of God working in me. See, guys, for many years, we just think that addiction is it is a monster. Don't get me wrong. But when you apply the right things at that joker, it has no power. And that right thing is we got to make a decision. We got to know I am through. And if we can't say that and be honest with ourselves and really feel that, because you can't say that and then 2 hours later be thinking about wanting to go get high. You got to make a decision. We've all had to make that decision. That doesn't mean you're not going to fall. That doesn't mean you don't have to. But what it does mean is when you make that decision and you begin to work a program of recovery, whether it be 12 steps, whether you get in church and get involved with things in the church and you grow spiritually, whatever. Important thing is making the decision and turning our will and our lives over to God instantly. We've overcome addiction. And hear me out. I'm not saying you're going to feel like you've overcome. You got to have a mindset. You got to have a mindset that by me making this decision and me looking to God as my help, I have the power over addiction. And God, you have to do what you can do as far as working your recovery. And you trust God. We trust God to do those things that we can't do. So guys, that thumbnail, it's not off. It's not far-fetched. We can overcome addiction instantly. And it all falls back to a decision that we make, but that decision has to be concrete and grounded in God and His help. To make the decision and to not include God, waste of time. And understand this, guys. You guys know I keep it real, and I know how our minds think when we're in addiction. But I'm gonna leave you with this. If you ain't heard nothing I've said, please hear this. This decision, it has to come from the depths of your fiber. You can't play with this decision. You got to be tired of being sick and tired. And for some people, and it's okay, they may think they're there, but they're not. But there are some that know I am at that point. I don't have another one in me. Because you can get to that point. You keep going out there doing enough research and getting your skull cracked. Over time, you'll get to the point to where I'm done. I am done. Does that mean it's going to be easy? No. But the one thing that'll hold that together through all the ups and downs of recovery is staying true to the decision you made and staying true to allowing God to do for you what you can't do for yourself. Guys, I understand and I know you want to be free. And you can. You got to make the decision. And this decision, it's got to come from the depths of your fiber. You got to know, I am done. If you can't say that and be passionate about it, then I don't know. Maybe you have another run. And hey, we've all been there. But for most people that have overcome addictions, they got to that last place. There was nowhere else to go but out of here and up. And so if you're at that place, make the decision to turn your will and your life over to the care of God. Make the decision that I am through with drugs or alcohol or whatever it may be. Understand, God, at that point, you may not feel it, but at that point, you have overcome addiction. You have overcome. Now, let me reiterate so we're clear on this. You'll still feel temptations. You'll still feel urges. You'll still have a crazy mindset. But if you stick to that decision, and the key to this thing is working your program. We can't sit here and make this decision and then go back out tomorrow. This can be done. And instantly, you can be on the road to freedom. Instantly, you can be free of addiction. And the only way that thing will come back and grab you is if you go grab it. Guys, I pray that this video, my goodness, has touched you. And understand, this is not a far-fetched thing that I'm telling you about. If you look at what I'm saying and apply it, you can make that decision today. And the only way addiction will grab you again is if you go grab the dope. But if you stay true to yourself and to your recovery and to whatever you've got to do, you're well on your way. So guys, I pray that this has blessed you. And I pray that this has just inspired something in you. Amen. So, hey, it's a good thing. You can do this, man. Woman, you can do this. But it's got to be with God's help. Amen. So, hey, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, make a comment, share this video. Amen. And you guys be blessed. I'll see you on the next one. Stay motivated, my friends.